my head around it.
Does a sweep hurt his legacy?
Nah, LeBron is a made man, and he's done what he's done. Like I said, I mean, for him to play in year 20 at this high of a level, name another person that's 38 years old that played 20 years in the league that could play at the level he's played at. It's very few at the level that he's played at. I mean, you got the Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan.
I don't know if Kobe was at this level.
Oh yeah,
Kobe was done.
No. You got to look up Kobe's stats at 38. When you guys get a chance, go look at those. It'll surprise you. It'll surprise you. It'll surprise you.
Man,
it'll surprise you. He was, but like LeBron is
Jordan. That's not the Washington Wizards Jordan. That's not the Jordan we remember. So, but I know he was old. I know Vince Carter played a long time. I know Dirk played a long time. I think Reggie Miller might have played like 18. A boy from Utah, he had 20. I think did Tim Duncan play 20? I think he might have been 19.
A lot of years, but Tim Duncan wasn't averaging like LeBron still average like 27 points a game. And let's not let it be tainted or shaded that he just broke the scoring record and he's not a scorer. At least that's what the people say. Right. Yeah. So you got to put that everything in perspective. I don't think it hurts his legacy. I think that he's just adding to it. I mean, he's putting records further out with him still playing for somebody to even have the opportunity of breaking him just because of his longevity in the league. And granted, he's not Miami LeBron James, but he's still, in my opinion, the second best player to ever play. In my opinion.
So,
in my opinion,
is this an indictment against AD? Because I mean, man. I mean, if LeBron is at that age, he shouldn't have to carry, or he shouldn't have to be the motor for the team. He shouldn't have to be the catalyst for the team. He should be a solid number two, a solid second option at this point, right?
He's still LeBron James. He's always number one, but people say he should be two. But AD did. I thought AD played well. I mean, like I said, he just was up against a 7'2" cerebral assassin, which is the Joker. Is just tough. AD had he had a 40-point game. He had a 30 and 20-point game. It's just that it was just collectively as a team, Denver just kind of overpowered them in position by position. But AD, if somebody has access to a phone right now, look up AD stats for the Western Conference Finals, I think it'll surprise you of what he averaged.
He had numbers. He might have been like a 27 and 15, 27 and 12. He was good. He was solid. Like you say, he just ran up against a machine. And they were well built.
Yeah, but man, I'm gonna go the other way with it. I understand he got numbers though, but this is the Western Conference Finals. This is a chance to get, it's for all the chips, man. You got to dominate. And if you're going to dominate, you're going to have to get out there and Jokic, you're the MVP, but I'm here. You know what I mean? And we're not taking an L. You know what I'm saying? We see Jimmy Buckets, playoff Jimmy, do it every game that he can. He goes out there.
But right now that series is 3-2. So we don't know where the momentum, where it's going right now. That's all I'm saying. It's like AD, and not to cut you off, so I'm gonna let you finish your point. Forgive me.
No, go ahead. Yeah. Well,
my thing is to say he did dominate, but somebody dominated more than him.
Yeah, but that means he wasn't dominant.
No, it doesn't take away. He just wasn't the most dominant because he was dominant. You can't average 30 in the series and not be dominant. It's just that the Joker did it from all perspectives and he made the other players better.
I think it was about 27, Kane.
Did you look it up?
Yeah, I had to go out of it and look it up, but I think it was about 27.
Okay,
I got you covered.
Yeah, but yeah, that's what I'm saying. I just say he was more dominant. Okay, that's all. I mean, it's like the Joker. I mean, it's their time to see what happens. I mean, they're waiting to see what happens with Boston and Miami. Well, they're duking it out right now.
Yeah,
I think it's. I don't. When you go back to your question, Wayne D, about LeBron's legacy, I kind of wonder about that because, I mean, we could say, all the caveats to his career. You know what I mean? And I don't want to seem like I'm a LeBron, like I'm an all in all out LeBron hater. That's not the case.
But it sounds like it though.
I'm just not. A lot of times I just don't buy into the narrative. Like if you're the MVP on one hand, if you won, you're gonna be the MVP. So if you lose, you got to take that L. You know what I mean? You got to carry that L. That's around your neck because you were gonna get all the chips. You're gonna get all the accolades if it went the other way. So he's gonna have to carry that. And when you look at
was an MVP.
But I'm just saying, if they won that series or won the whole, if they won all the chips, they won the trophy at the end of the season, he would have got the MVP, and it'd have been like, oh, LeBron is the greatest this and the greatest that. So if he gets swept, you got to carry that L. You got to take that with you.
You don't think? I think he is. I think he's taking that. It's gonna tarnish his legacy. I don't think it tarnished. So when you talk about at this stage of the game that he's won 4 championships, right? And to be playing at such a high level still, I don't think your legacy can be tarnished because you have pretty much all the records. I mean, if your whole career is perspective based off of a championship, then he missed another championship, but he has 4 of them. Yeah. With 4 Finals MVPs. Yeah, is right now you're playing to win championships, but there's teams that are younger that are bringing it. And Denver proved that. Denver, this is their first time ever getting over the hump, really. They've been number 1 seeds out of the West, number 1 or number 2 the last couple of years, and they get knocked off like in the second round. Now that everybody's healthy, and the Joker's in his prime, and Jamal Murray's back, it's a tough load to deal with. They were number 1 the whole year. Now, people say regular season don't matter. You still got to play the game. Yeah. You still got to play the game. So then we're not talking about an 8th seed Denver. We're talking about the number 1 seed. Everybody just believed the Lakers because it's LeBron James. But at the same token, the Denver was better than the Lakers as a team. And that was proven through the whole year. And the playoffs, they continue to prove it. And my hat's off to the Denver Nuggets. That's, in my opinion, my perspective.
Yeah. 28 and 14.
That's not dominant.
Man. That's a solid performance, man. That's a lot.
But then, what did the Joker average, Wayne D?
Man, that's a tough one.
He almost averaged a triple-double. That's just,
24, 8, 6.
Yeah, that's wild.
What you got for us, bro? You looking it up?
I'm looking it up right now for you.
Okay.
You good? You good?
Okay. I want to ask the people out there that are actually watching this cast, because Arcade I think he wants it to tarnish his legacy.
Hey, no, I really don't. I really don't.
Okay.
I want to get that out there. I think LeBron is a great player. I think he's a great player, but I guess I'm an old head when I say Jordan this, Jordan that, you know what I'm saying? But I'll take that. But I think LeBron is a great player, not on the court and off the court. But I think sometimes, we give him so much. It just
has he not earned everything that he's gotten?
Not everything. Been given?
So
not everything. So Space Jam was given to him, and he didn't earn that because that was terrible. You know what I'm saying?
Don't do him like that.
But that's Jordan's legacy. He's stepping into Jordan's legacy at that point, right?
If they decided to give him the role after 20 years of Michael Jordan wasn't going to do it no more. So who else was going to do it?
That's not for me to say.
No, but you brought it up. So I'm saying you.
That's what I'm saying. He's so there's a lot of things that we know. Like when I look at Michael Jordan's career, maybe like you said, the end of his career isn't what LeBron's end of his career is. But I know that there's a lot of things at the peak of his career, his prime, that I compare LeBron to, and they're not exactly there. I even give the case to Kobe, who I'm not really, rest his soul, but I'm not really the biggest fan of Kobe. I wasn't a fan of Kobe at the time, but I give respect to his career and his passion to win.
Okay.
There's certain things about LeBron that there's even certain things.
14 and 11.
What's that?
What?
29, 14, and 11.
Yeah.
So the assist is what, but Anthony Davis outplayed him in points and rebounds.
No, they were both 28. One was 28-14, and one was 29-14. Joker was almost 30 though. He was like 2 points off of 30.
Yeah, that they canceled each other out like we said they would in the earlier podcast. It's just that Jamal Murray was the X factor.
Yeah,
he was the X factor. But back to you, RK. You said the man hasn't deserved, so he was the most criticized and the most pressure at any athlete ever in sports that's been put on his shoulders, and he's overcame all the adversity, and he's lived up to the hype. So again, why doesn't he deserve?
I'm not saying he doesn't deserve it, right? I'm just saying that there's some more, there's extra added on to it that I don't think that is all justified. That's all. Okay. I think, him being the scoring champion, that's great. You know what I mean? He scored all those points. That's great.
A record that they said that would never be broken, that was Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
He's done that. He scored. He did that. I mean, but they say, I've always heard before the scoring champion thing was done, I've always heard the hardest thing to do is three-peat. I've heard that from so many champions. The hardest thing to do is three-peat. And the only person that we know that's put two of those together is Michael Jordan. There's a lot of
right. He's the only one to put two together for sure.
There's a lot of things about Michael Jordan's career and performance. He had a lot of contemporaries that I even hear get downgraded now. Patrick Ewing, people that he played against, Charles Barkley, all these guys that were good back then, but all of a sudden I'm here the way that people categorize them now, like they're bums now.
They're top 50 players. Their dream team won.
Exactly.
Before we go any further, you said the 3P with Jordan. What about the 11P with Bill Russell?
Exactly, right?
They didn't win 11 in a row. He won 11 total. They didn't win 11 in a row. I think they won like 8 in a row. But don't let me go on record and say that. I would have to double check that. I know that he has 11 championships. I don't know exactly how many in a row he had. That's something that I got to look up.
And I guess let me just end it here with LeBron, man. I think he's a phenomenal player. He's definitely one in a generation, top tier, right? But I think there's extras put on it, man. Does he deserve it? He put in the work and he deserves what he gets. You know what I'm saying? But I just have this feeling that there's extras put on it, and maybe it's just the narrative of the NBA trying to keep the luster of the star there. But I just think there's more put on than what it is, because I've seen the wins, but I also seen the L's, and that's all. And everybody takes L's, but
with that being said, okay, do you think, because we lived in the Jordan era, like I said, we were kids, but we remember the tail end of the Jordan era, and then we see the whole career play out of LeBron James. Do you think in our lifetimes we'll see any comparison to even like the longevity that LeBron has shown, or the championship dominance that Jordan has shown? Do you think we could see that in our generation, and another player like come close to those?
That's what I would like to see. I seen Kobe try for it though. I seen LeBron seem like he's competitive, but he has that friendly spirit to his competitiveness, which is kind of like, yeah, I'm cool with you, but I'm trying to crush you, which is cool. That's cool. But I recognize that dog in Jordan, that dog in Kobe, and it was just a different type of competitiveness that made me still hold on to my Laker, you know what I'm saying, hatred, not really hatred, but frustration all these years. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't even want to root for the Lakers because of what we went through facing the Lakers. LeBron doesn't give me that. I seen him go from, he's been into a few teams. I don't know. He's great. I give him his props. He's great as an individual player, but there's just something there that I just think that isn't what puts him over the top. as where I can't just get totally on board as the greatest ever and shut the door on everything.
Well, I don't think that's something that I think that's all based off of the opinion. I mean, obviously, there's people that are older than us that say Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Then there's other people that may be older that say Bill Russell, rest in peace. Then there's others that may say Michael Jordan, but some say Kobe Bryant's the greatest. Some say LeBron James is the greatest. So, I mean, some people even say Tim Duncan. I mean, because he was in the same era as Kobe, and he doesn't get enough credit that he should. You know what I'm saying? He won 5 championships in that era.
Mm-hmm. No, one was in LeBron's.
I mean, Kobe was still he was still there.
Come on, man. We cannot count Achilles Kobe in that era, bro.
Well, he was still playing hoop. That's all I'm saying. He was still on the Lakers team. I mean, anybody gets injured, they get injured, but I'm saying he still played, is what I'm saying.
Achilles Kobe don't count. Like that 60-point exit, man, come on, man. It was good.
You said that was a shoot around?
The shoot around, they was giving that man that stuff. Too many stars was in the building for him not to show up.
Nah, man, he earned that 60 the hard way. At the age he wasn't, they couldn't guard him. I watched it in its entirety.
The crazy thing about it is they was one game out of making the playoffs. They should have made the playoffs that year. Was it against? I think it was against Utah. It was either Utah.
They're playing Utah for sure.
Yeah, and they were one game out of making the playoffs. And if they would have won, they could have pushed. I think it was like Minnesota that year to making the playoffs. But they didn't even. They lost. They got blown out. It was Utah. Yeah.
Hey, it happens.
Kobe,
go ahead.
Kobe is what I think is what I say about Kobe, man. It's weird. He's got like a movie life. His life is going to make the perfect movie. It's like he's like the James Dean of basketball because he died young. But his story about coming from Italy, playing soccer, his dad playing. They're gonna start the movie off showing his dad highlights and his dad hooping, and then show him being raised. And he's got a movie. His life is a movie, and it's gonna be whenever they put it to film, it's gonna be great. I bet.
No doubt, man. Going to the next topic, though.
Hold on, Dave. Before you go on that, my bad to cut you.